He looked around, scanning the bookshelves and the table, then walked to the desk, glancing at the stack of mail. This is the place, all right. But there's nothing here, little guy. What do we do now? He hesitated in front of the window, staring gloomily out at the falling snow. I have to go back. My dad'll be really worried. And if he calls my mom, well, you know how she is. No, not yet, James, Marvin begged as he ran back and forth along James's finger. Okay, relax. What are you trying to tell me? James turned towards the closet where Marvin was pointing himself. Something's in there? Marvin scurried to the end of James's finger and drummed all his legs in place, doing a frantic dance. His brow furrowing, James crossed the room and opened the closet door, revealing a jumble of coats and a few packing boxes. The briefcase was on the floor in the back. Marvin flung his front legs over the precipice of James's fingertips, waving them in midair. What? James asked, squatting on his heels. It's just a bunch of boxes. What are you so excited about? Marvin whirled in circles, desperate for James to discover Denny's secret. Is it something about the drawing? Overcome with frustration, Marvin hurled himself from James's finger to the floor and ran across the wooden boards to the briefcase. Oh, James says, that thing? Okay, let's see. He picked up Marvin very gently and tugged the briefcase out of the closet. Sitting cross-legged on the floor, he sat on it on its side and flipped the latches. It's just a bunch of papers, he said. Marvin dove off his finger once again, landing smack in the middle of the packaging that surrounded the drawings. Listen, little guy, we have to go back to the museum. I don't know what you think is in here, but... Marvin pounded on the top layer of the paper with his legs, thoroughly beside himself. James took a deep breath. I don't think I should mess around with this stuff. That Perry guy will notice and get mad. Marvin rolled onto his back and waved all 6 legs in the air, as dramatic an SOS sign as he could think of. Geez, James said, you're going crazy. He touched the edge of the top of the paper with his fingers. With all his might, Marvin flipped himself onto his stomach and ran to the edge of the sheet. James shifted it aside and hesitantly unwrapped what was underneath. He gasped. There, unveiled in all its glory, was Fortitude. James stared. It's the real one, he said haughtily, as if he couldn't trust his own eyes. It is, isn't it? He looked down at Marvin in amazement. You found it, the one that was stolen. How did you do that? James sprang to his feet, trembling. He began to pace around the table, gripping his head with both hands, talking so fast that Marvin could barely keep up. The Perry guy, he must have taken it. We have to tell my dad. We have to tell Christina and Denny. What if he comes back? What if he finds us here? Suddenly, James reached down and plucked Marvin from the paper. Positioning him snugly under his cuff, he looked around the room. Spying the phone on the desk, he rushed to it. We'll call my dad, he said. He'll know what to do. He punched numbers and held the phone tightly against his cheek. Waiting, after a minute, he groaned. It's not going through. He must be someplace where his cell phone doesn't work. Marvin tried to think of what to do, but James didn't hesitate. He punched in more numbers. Hello? New York City. Can I have the phone number for the Met? Yes. The museum. No, wait, not the recording. I need a real person. Yeah, that's good. Thanks. He wrote a number on the pad of paper on the desk, then dialed it. Hi, can you connect me to Christina Balcony's office? James' voice exploded with excitement. Denny, it's me, James. I found the drawing. I found Fortitude.